My boyfriend did a terrible thing to me, but no one believed me until they read the message that he left behind for when he put himself 6 feet under. Now my family is trying to walk back into my life as if they didn't belittle me for lying all those years ago. My boyfriend at the time asked me to come over one night to hang out, but he mentioned that he was with his best friend this time. No big deal, right? Well, my BF told me that his best friend was a virgin and how unfair it was that girls rejected him. Let's just say I have never been able to listen to Tupac after that night. My BF and his best friend were a part of a big friend group that my sister and I were a part of. I reported what happened to the police and it became a big divider in the group, until a friend of the best friend provided alibi for him from her birthday party that happened that same night. It was good enough to everyone and everyone turned against me and wanted me to drop the charges. Including my sister. 6 months later the best friend died and I was blamed for what happened to him. I was ostracized by everyone including my family. I moved away after the case was dropped shortly after the odd. I woke up about 3 weeks ago to lots of texts and missed calls from unsafe numbers. I found out later that it was my mom and sister and now they believe me because my abuser confessed to everything, in details, and called what he did a curse that haunted him his entire life, haunted him. He wanted me to know that God was on my side and punished him on every single path he took, starting with the death of his best friend. He also said that he was tired now and couldn't take it anymore. He asked for forgiveness and for me to visit his grave so at least his soul didn't continue to be haunted. I got copies of his letter and video sent to me even by strangers. Not only to me but to my husband and children, none of which knew my past. I don't know what to do now. My husband and children are traumatized and my family is bombarding me to forgive them. They want to meet my children and be a part of their lives. I don't even know if there's anything to forgive. I just want things back to normal before all this came out again. Would I be a bad person if I told everyone I don't want anything to do with them? My mom is apparently sick and is scared she wouldn't have the chance to see me before something happened. Update, 5 months later. I don't know if you remember me. It has been a while and I forgot about my account here. I feel nothing but despair. My mom is very sick. I decided that I didn't want to meet her or any of my family and yet one Sunday morning they were at my door insisting to go inside. Insisting to see me before she left this world. She cried because I looked old. Not her beautiful girl anymore. Did she expect to meet 20-year-old me? I didn't utter a word and I pushed my sister away when she cried and tried to hug me. They wanted to see my children but I refused. My children were terrified. Now they have been trying everything to make me talk to them. I have tried to report them to the police but they yet again proved themselves to be useless. My children aren't feeling well. We are in therapy, especially my son who doesn't even want to look at me, even now. My daughter is very compassionate but I know that she is as confused and broken but she has always been the kind that tried to make others feel better. My husband and I are separated. We started having issues. He was angry all the time. He couldn't look at me. He thought that I should have told him when we met but I didn't and now he felt helpless. He couldn't even touch me anymore. He asked me questions like, "Do you feel repulsed by me? Do I remind you of what happened every time I have touched you?" He was going mad so he said that he didn't want to be with me anymore. I begged him to stay not only because I love him but because our children especially our son is hurting and we need to help him. He just said that separation is better so our son can get time off from being with me I suppose, when he lives with his dad. My abuser's wife is suing me for the damage that her husband left me. They have 4 children who are all traumatized by what happened. They still live in my hometown and everyone knows them. Seeing what happened to my children, I feel nothing but sorrow for his children too. None of them asked to be born. The woman who provided the alibi was outed. I heard that she's lost her job and people are harassing her. Even with my past, these past months have been the hardest on me. I cry myself to sleep every night. I have lost everything I care about. I wish he never admitted to anything. He should have let the past be.